They picked it themselves, so took that from River. Couple positives. We're looking for the positive side for Shopify Rebellion, because so far it has looked tough for them on the Rift itself. Regardless of the draft that they have, they just have not been able to maintain any sort of gold lead over 100 Thieves that's meaningful enough to get them a victory.
Please!
Please!
Have to work hard now.
5 games, yeah. Sure, a lot of people traveled here this weekend to watch these games. They'd love to stay in their seats a little longer.
All right, what you got for us, Revan and DeMonte? What do they have cooking up here?
Fight Otacon at 20. That's usually advice we don't give them, actually. But from a viewing experience...
We've had 2 pretty good Otacons.
Yeah, I'm fighting the good fight here on the other side.
Okay.
I think that they have actually had, in this series, intelligent Otacons from both teams.
Okay.
No, I agree with that. The first one, they ended up burning TP. The second one, I thought Shopify were really smart about it. So yeah, I think I am curious to see what Shopify do end up going for here, because again, their backs are really against the wall here, and 100 Thieves have just looked so strong in both of their matches when it has come down to the team fighting.
Okay, blind Renekton here, so, you know, Dhokla does like his jacks into it, play a little bit of skill matchup there. He likes playing pretty aggressively with it too. We'll see what 100 Thieves end up going for into the Fudge Renekton, because Fudge is definitely one of the players on Shopify that we have been looking at as one of the, you know, big improvements, you know, during their success. And Dhokla actually goes for the Aatrox side of it instead here. See what they want to build around that one. There is actually still a decent amount of stuff left up, and honestly, I think this is around the time where Shopify do pick Annie. Palafox really likes Annie. It is his most played of the splits, and you know, one of those burst comps from Shopify now might be the direction that they go for.
Yeah, and I mean, Annie just can fit into so many different compositions. She has so much like pick potential, team fight potential. On the other side, though, we do see the Lucian locked in, presumably for FBI. I'm going to say like 99.999%.
Did they see the infomercial we made? Do you think FBI is buying what is Eyla selling?
I mean, FBI has always been, I think, also a Lucian player, right? And then we all know the damage that Bvoy can do on that pick, even when Shopify's backs are against the wall. So they'll end up locking in the Varus for him.
Yeah, I interviewed Eyla about it before the series, and he was like, yeah, we know Bvoy is a very good Lucian, and we've lost to it before, so it's on our minds. But yeah, there we go. That's the Annie I was talking about. And it is that kind of burst comp, kind of straightforward here. You have Annie start things out. You can fish with Varus ultimates as well, so not completely dangerous for them. But I do kind of like this response, even though everyone's going to be like, hey, you just had Quid hard carry on a Yone. He is also a good Galio, like, set-up player. So I actually do really like this into the Annie as well. Oftentimes you can, depending on the jungler that they get for River here, you can set up ganks on the Annie as Galio, and you can just burn Annie's flash and take away a lot of the threat of the champion.
And one thing I think 100 Thieves have been good at is finding those angles, right? Like, especially when they have globals, when they have, we kind of went over and the lounge went over the way that they use hex gates, right, to get picks onto people, which also makes sense as to why Shopify immediately takes the Nocturne out with their 4th ban. That would be a great kind of follow-up with this Galio, and also something we've seen River has a lot of success on as they take out the Poppy and Trundle against Contractz.
Yeah, when they're running Varus Annie as their carries, then you know, flashes are at a premium, so they don't want junglers with really good ultimates that are going to be easy to burn those flashes on their low mobility carries.
As we see the last couple of champions locked in, I do want to point out, I saw a sign there that said Silver Scrapes meter, and it was half a bar of red. I imagine that'll fill up with green for Shopify. That's creative. I like that, actually. Never seen that before. Fills up for Silver Scrapes. Who here thinks we're going to get Silver Scrapes? Shopify fans, we got it? We got a couple in there.
Hopeful. I like that. Hopeful.
There it is. I like that sign.
Insta-locking the Lee Sin, or FBI insta-locking the Lee Sin in for River.
Yeah, I was talking about ganking mid. You can definitely gank mid with that. Gank on this Galio setup for Lee Sin. We get to see some River antics with this champ. This is definitely going to be another fun one. They have a lot of mobility on that 100 Thieves team.
Meanwhile, Shopify are looking like they are going to have a really nice like 5v5 kind of classic standard. Unless the
I mean, you never fall for the hover. That would make things exciting, but so far what they're showing is this kind of front-to-back. Clear engages. The Rell with the Magnet Swarm, the Annie with the Summon Tibbers, the Zag for Contractz.
Speaking of angles onto mid lane, nothing has more angles onto mid lane than Zach.
It adds a bunch of range to their engage as well. So you've got Varus ultimates, Zach slingshots, Annie flash, Rell flash, like, you know, they see this Galio as the, you know, counter engage, and they're like, I don't care. we are still going to just commit to this. They have Omega engage here for Shopify Rebellion. The thing about Zach, for me, for pro play, was always Zach has a tendency to have a pretty weak early game.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can invade against Zach and like steal away camps and stuff early. And there's not a lot that Zach can do about it. And sometimes, like the Zach clear, you want to like clear 2 camps at once too, even early on, like Blue and Gromp and stuff. So we'll see about how the early stages of the clear go. But it does give you, you know, a very nice tank for later, and you know, some engage here. The Braum though adds on top of the Galio, and they say, you know what? Fine. If the Galio counter engage isn't enough to dissuade you, we'll add another one on there. The Braum. And
shields on shields.
If you can get a good Braum ultimate too, you can completely screw over the Zach. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm most looking at to see if there's going to be any level 1s coming out, because we do have, obviously, whenever there's a Braum on the team, I always kind of look for it, especially with Zach locked into the jungle, as you already talked about. Kobe, we'll see if River is going to look for a potential invade angle here.
So in solo queue, you can definitely do the proto belt Zach. I don't expect that to be in pro play.
The AP focus one, yeah.
And it's not even focus, like you get proto belt and you can still go into tank after that.
Okay.
But I don't expect that for pro play. For pro play, it's pretty much always like you go tank and you go like pretty standard tank, take aftershock, and you know, be an engage here for the team.
Well, eyes will be on the junglers and what they want to do around this mid lane, but either way you slice it. 100 Thieves are 1 win away from a finals appearance. The heist continues. One last job down here as they look to rob
Damonte's Diamonds?
Damonte's Diamonds. Oh, we got them on security footage down there. That's not good thievery, actually. You're supposed to avoid those.
So being 2-0 up in a best of 5 series, how far along are they? Like, the getaway car is outside and it's like turned on.
Yep.
So they're not completely out with it yet. But they have not completed the heist. But like the car's still running. Like they've got the loot in hand.
And I'll say, Shopify have hit the alarm bell already. They got Palafox Annie. I think that's kind of like one of the things they lean back on as one of their comfort picks to pick up when they do really need these wins. So we'll see if the alarm bell's enough.
Invade coming out of 100 Thieves. Here, clearing out that ward, and River is going to start up on these Raptors.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. With Zach, you do not have a lot of control of early clears, so it is very, very common to go for invades, but also they want to split the map here. So their bottom lane with the Lucian Braum is going to have the extra edge in jungle pressure.
I mean, his Contractz pathing down. He goes from Wolves. He's going to be spotted on the ward as the bot lanes are scrapping a little bit here. Contractz actually avoids the ward in that brush, but River's already taking away the red buff. So Contractz is very far behind, will spot out his jungle opponent. Now engages in onto River, still level 2, flash out from River. 100 Thieves' jungler punished for the invade is now level 2, hit early here from 100 Thieves' bot side. Looking for the Braum passive onto Seos and Bvoy, but they get out.
And I like that play because it does 2 things, you know. You not only do you defend your Krugs here, but it also breaks that like map split. So it is going to allow for some defense on bottom side of the map for that matchup for Shopify, because that's going to be necessary. You have 0 summoner spells on bottom line for Shopify at the moment.
Yeah, really nice, clever play around Vision to kind of rescue this bot lane from having a complete split map where River may have been able to look on for an angle onto this bot lane, instead going to go up and clear his top side.
Palafox sends a ward down, won't spot him out, so it's back to farming for the junglers. A lot of hot plays so far this series. And a reminder that from today until September 14th, fans, you at home, you here in the audience can cast your ballot for Kia Player of the Year, Kia Rookie of the Year, and the Kia All-Pro teams using the QR code on your screen right now. Make sure to scan it, get your votes in, because if you're a fan of any of these players, if you want to get their name in the conversation, this is your chance to do it.
Now, we really are going to have to weigh in on, can they actually punish the Lee Sin having no flash? It's pretty hard to do because Lee Sin already just has so much inherent mobility, and Contractz is going to be behind on camps because of the stolen ones. And so the only ones left up there, wait a second.
Oh, 1v1 here in the mid lane. Quid's taking a lot of damage though. Palafox doesn't quite have a lot of mana, and the wave! Helmet out Quid! The audio's not enough. Flash is used. Now Quid's gonna have to try and get away, but in comes Contractz! First blood to Shopify's jungler.
Quick little ward over the side, and Zach is able to actually collect, and it's so smooth into the Raptor respawn, so there was not a lot of punishment off of the split map and the taken away camps at all. Contractz has been able to defend the bottom side as well as pick up the kill in the mid lane into a second clear here. So the Zach gaming is looking pretty good to me.
He's in a surprisingly good position because of these early map movements, getting that little last hit kill in the mid lane. And we'll see River going down here for Scuttle.
Let's get another look at that replay. Oh, okay, so we're not going to see the trade initially. It's just Contractz getting the kill.
Yeah.
That's the highlight. The angry cat afterwards, too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
he gave a peace sign. Oh, bot side. Wait a minute. FBI gets a kill on the Bvoy coming out of the replay. So they do punish the lack of summoner spells from Shopify earlier.
Yeah, and we had seen River on that crab, so I assume he ended up seeing a potential angle here. This Lucian Braum bot lane is still going to have the push. They're still going to be very formidable. So a nice kill down on the bot side of the map for 100 Thieves, and presumably first Drake over to them as well.
Yeah, let's see here.
Here we go. Just a little wraparound gank from Tribe Rush.
Braum passive is stacked up, and so he's able to get on in there.
Yeah, Seos tried his best to outplay that. Contractz was close, but not close enough, so Bvoy does go down. Currently, though, we see River on the Dragon, and he will be able to take that one away. A level up on Contractz, no contest from Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, so after punishing the summoner spells being down on Bvoy, correctly there by 100 Thieves and getting their kill, they swapped up to the top side pretty quickly. They're able to get there and collect a bunch of minions as well. It's a pretty nice little wave up there, so feeling quite good about the Lucian in the other hands.
Kobe, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, we got an item update here for Contractz.
So I said it was mostly for solo queue, but it looks like we get it here too. It's just so fun because the extra mobility for Proto Belt is really nice, and they did buff up the item, so it's fairly efficient, and you get to see some more fun stuff here from the Zach. A little bit, more options as far as bouncing around. So. Proto Belt indeed, plus the alternator actually is pretty decent too. You get a little bit of burst damage there, and you want that threat sometimes onto the squishier targets. And
when you factor that in with the burst of an Annie, with a Varus damage follow-up from range, you can actually 100 to 0 things like the Lee Sin, like the Lucian. As long as the Braum and the Galio aren't on top of them, that's going to make things more difficult, which is where 100 Thieves comp actually can play very defensive.
Also, sometimes the Proto Belt enables you safer ways to engage, because against like Braum and Galio, sometimes you don't want to always be just slingshotting in there, right off the rip. Sometimes you can, wait a second, okay. Meteos is a fan of pointing this one out for Zach, but a lot of times, like, you can walk up and try and use Q engages. And so if you have Proto Belt, a little bit extra mobility to try and get a good, angle there, or some of your teammates, have Annie and Varus on your team as well. They're going to be looking for things, so you don't always have to slingshot in, but a lot of times you want to slingshot in.
Well, we'll be watching Contractz mechanics very closely as he hits level 6 here, so has the Let's Bounce available. Big team fighting tool as well as the fans. Some cheering for the 3-0 100 Thieves, some cheering for Shopify to come back, of course, as Tibbers does go down mid lane here. Looks like Palafox is just pushing Quid out of this lane. No teleport available, so trying to get some damage, but Tibbers even falls, so 100 Thieves no longer have to worry about any kind of anti-snap engage as the grubs are spawning in 5 seconds. Ooh, Dhokla actually. Big damage here onto Fudge. Neither ultimate have been popped. World Ender and Dominus, both of those classic top laner ults. Just buff your stats, but they're going to hold off for now.
And River is already on these grubs. We'll be able to take at least one. Seos is up here, but I don't think Shopify is going to be able to contest this. So
love this picture-in-picture. Yeah, Contract's too far away.
We should be able to end up with these grubs and a little bit more topside control.
All right, well, all things considered, pretty even game. 100 Thieves are just ahead in the objectives. They have the Dragon, and they have all 3 grubs under their belt. Kill to each team, though, and the gold, no one's really taken a massive lead there. Shopify Rebellion, again, backs are against the wall. If they lose this game, then their chance at the title shot is over. They will still be playing in LTA Championships overall versus the top 3 teams from LTA Seoul, but at least their run here this weekend will be put to a halt.
Yep, trying to continue their own a little bit of a run. Let's see about the top side, because top side's been pretty heavily warded by 100 Thieves. Doesn't look like there's a huge opportunity there, though, for any sort of, you know, invades or anything stealing away. And Contractz is able to grab his Gromp and Blue, no problem here on the Zac to continue farming towards his proto belt.
And that's what I'm looking for, is what does a team fight look like, especially with this Shopify team, once they have a few items locked down.
Cold damage onto Seos. He uses the heal, but with the Summoner Spellbook should be just fine right there. 100 Thieves are looking aggressive as they have River nearby. So no flashes were used by Shopify Rebellion. They do still have great defensive tools to avoid this gank, but Glacial Fissure, doesn't land there. Just slows down Bvoy as the Q from Lee Sin will go wide, and Bvoy is fine. Just the Ghost used to sidestep the abilities.
I mean, they're wrapping around on Galio right now, so Quid looks to be the target for the counterplay here.
Fudge is headed up, potentially.
Yeah, Renekton is there as Quid now sees 2 people in his lane. Fudge already pops the ultimate early as he's looking to dive through the turret onto Quid. Quid realizes his fate, takes the wave, and will go down.
Yeah, nice little rotation of Fudge up to that mid lane in tandem with Contractz to get that kill onto Quid. Shopify have done a pretty good job across these games trying to get mid into a good position, right? Like disrupting Quid's laning phase when they can. And we see it here again from them early on in this game.
A lot of that was happening in game number 1. Now on the Galio, he's still up a sizable amount of CS, but that kill will feel good there. It's just picked up by Fudge. His 1v1 going to go a little better now here as looks like we're looking at a Dragon setup.
Yeah, and wards are really important here when you're playing against Zac. If the Zac can you know, slingshot out of vision, then it's a lot more successful a lot of the times. But looks like Shopify have no interest in contesting this particular Drake, number 2. Easily picked up there by 100 Thieves, and Contractz will just continue to farm here for Shopify.
And that'll be the feat of Monster Slaying?
Monster Slaying, there you go. Yep.
Claimed up there by 100 Thieves. And that exactly, Kobe, is why I'm really looking forward to the first big objective fight, right? Because I do think that's where we could potentially see like the true potential of what this Shopify composition can do, especially with Fudge frontlining and anti-stuns to set up so much of it. And I think of these 2 junglers, we've talked about their creativity. Zac is one of those champions where we can see Contractz find some really cute angles onto team fights to take out, you know, FBI specifically as a high prio target.
Currently, River with a pretty nice lead for himself, though, on the Lee Sin, and his Sundered Sky is done, so...
He's full build.
Yeah, River. Well, he's got his flash. He also has his flash and his ulti ready for a Lee Sin kick, so he's looking to make a play.
And he still has the wards to help him get mobility around. No control ward there. Okay, so not full build. Lee Sin need their control wards, right? Extra mobility. He's just going into the jungle, though, pushing Seos out. Contractz was nearby, but River is still confident to just assert his control over this topside jungle of Shopify's. Nothing to steal, though, so it's just about sending that message. He pushes him out, walks away. Contractz trying his best to get that CS as Bvoy has to flash away. That Glacial Fissure will land, but damage is just not there to follow up.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to look for something potentially on this mid lane, try to shove it in. Potentially get onto Bvoy.
Flash down from Varus is pretty impactful, though. We'll have to track that to see what big objectives it will be down for. Dragon in 3 minutes, Herald in 2 as the Raptors were looked at by River. Contract's able to get some of them back, but Bvoy's going to have to be very careful now if they contest at the Herald. So far, they haven't contested for any of the objectives. Shopify have just let the Thieves take those for free as Contract's now looking for a play here. Stretchy arms land onto FBI, pull back into the minions, full engage onto 100 Thieves, AD carry, but there goes the Galio. The magic shield is enough. FBI survives as 100 Thieves look to turn the play back on Contractz. Nobody goes down.
Galio to the rescue from Quid. That was a really nice look from Shopify, though, right? We talked about how many angles this Zac is going to be able to have, trying to end up getting onto FBI. Manages to escape thanks to Quid's Galio, and we talk also about how well 100 Thieves do play around with these globals and are willing to defend each other in a lot of these fights. How much health, Kobe, did FBI end up getting down to?
Slivers of health, very, very low. I mean, I thought when Contractz hit that long-range Q onto him, he was going to be able to do it, but not able to finish the job. Funny, all chat has actually been popping off this game too. FBI after that one.
We looked at it once on broadcast.
FBI after that one was like, "Don't jump on me, man. I'm sorry." That it was so close. You know, he was sweating for sure.
Yeah.
But FBI did end up winning.
There we go.
I'm sorry that I left you. I think he's talking to Palafox and Contractz. A reminder that this is that Civil War. Contractz, Palafox, Dhokla, and FBI all part of that legendary NRG roster that made that run at Worlds, taking out G2. But this time around, they are enemies on the Rift. FBI saying, please, leave me alone. There's a Senna last game. It's Lucian this game. Same story. But it's the defensive tools. Kobe, you had highlighted them in the draft. I mean, Galio, Braum, it's so hard for all this dive. Yes, it was fun to talk about the Zac. Oh, they're doubling down. They're tripling down on the dive, the engage. But the defensive tools are still real for 100 Thieves, and it's hard for Rebels to get through it.
Yeah, we've seen 100 Thieves kind of pull out these compositions before where they have a lot of ways to receive the dive.
Quid's in... he should be fine. Has River nearby as the Timbers does go down, and now Contractz turned onto. Not a lot of tanky stats as he went for that Rocket Belt instead. He gets out, so 100 Thieves don't find a kill, but now 1v1 bot side. Fudge almost just one-shots Dhokla right there. As ultimates are popped, Fudge might look for the re-engage under the turret. Flash in, and the slice and dice. Fudge gets a solo kill.
Nice here for Fudge. Dhokla flashed in to try and get his passive auto heal, thinking that was going to be enough to be able to survive. But with the Qs being down, after you saw the third Q be used there by Dhokla, Fudge is like, yep, you are dead under that tower, buddy.
Yep. That's a Spear Sojourn first for the Aatrox. That's not a Sundered Sky auto heal that you're getting there. It's just the ultimate empowered one. Is now Seos caught by River's Q. The Lee Sin looks to continue the chase now as the rest of the Thieves are looking mid lane here with Shopify Rebellion teleport in from Quid, locking down Contractz. The Zac will go into the passive for the first time this game, and the Rebels cannot keep him alive. Dhokla with the kill credit.
All right, 100 Thieves, that's going to be Dragon number 3 for them. They are stacking towards Soul so quickly now. FBI sticking around, kind of daring them to make a play after the fact, but has his teammates there as well. And 100 Thieves feeling very good now.
Yeah, they're feeling really confident. We talked about potentially finding angles on this Zac. River is also going to be trying to find angles on this Lee Sin. I almost thought they were going to continue that chase if he'd landed the Q onto Bvoy. Does not, but they will now be on Soul Point. And Quid is going to clear out this wave, so they might end up looking for something onto this Annie.
We'll have to keep our eyes on that. So far, Palafox is fine. Drops down the ultimate, actually under turret. Quid taking 2 turret shots right there as he looks to just walk away. But I want to just talk about the state that the Rebels are in right now. Backs against the wall in the series. Now 3 Dragons to 100 Thieves. They'll start up the Herald, but this is a high pressure moment for all of these guys. They're going to have to find a way to turn this into a game victory. Right now, Bvoy's up there with Seos in front of him. 100 Thieves are approaching onto the Herald, but it's already secured. Shopify Rebellion pick up the first neutral objective of the game, and we'll get out scot-free.
Yeah, nice cross-map trade from Shopify, knowing that they're going to be on Drake. Able to pick up the Herald for a minute. I thought 100 Thieves might have thought about contesting. They did not. They're going to hold off there. So both teams go back, reset, back to farming.
And we went into the series highlighting a lot of the mid laners. You know, Quid having an exceptional series back-to-back here. Palafox stepping up where he needs to. Also, Contractz River, very exciting. But look at top lane right now. Shopify Rebellion top laner Fudge is the one with the lead right now. He's the one that's been able to find these solo kills, these plays in the sides, and actually kind of keep them in this game despite the objectives going the way of the Thieves.
And yeah, that's why I really want to see how this composition does, again, in a really big front-to-back 5v5 fight, because Fudge does have that potential to get in onto the backline, specifically get in onto FBI, depending on how these fights shake out. So he is going to be a force that they're going to have to reckon with if we have a full fight.
Yeah, it's interesting because 100 Thieves are so short range here, with Lucian, of course, being really short range outside of his ultimate. And so Renekton has potential to do a lot of damage with the ultimate. As we get a possible chase down here.
Culling used aggressively, but it's able to crash down away.
With the buffs to the Renekton ultimate, though, it actually does a significant amount of damage, especially post rank 2 here for it. So yeah, I mean, maybe Shopify are going to be able to actually punish this pretty short range comp from 100 Thieves. It's just that even though it is short range, like, they also have the structure of a Braum and a Galio here. So it can be difficult for Shopify to navigate. I want to see if River is going to be able to pull off some cool Lee Sin kicks this game as well, because he too has his rank 2 ultimate and flash available. And I want to see some magic.
Outside of the early invade from River, we actually have not seen that much high action Lee Sin gameplay. So I agree, Kobe. I'd love to see some fun stuff coming out from River here. But as it stands right now, slight gold lead for Shopify Rebellion, as the Otacon will come up in 10 seconds time. But we're actually looking at Quid here as he's in a 1v2. Contractz signs the starting arms, but nothing to pull Quid back to. Means that he can flash the wall, and Quid trying to escape, but another elastic slingshot. Quid buffering it with the heroic charge and gets to safety.
And meanwhile, 100 Thieves are just going to be able to take down this mid-tier 1. They get mid-prio off of that. And River might be looking for something in response.
Maybe they go for an invade here. No, Quid actually is just going to catch his bot wave.
Also, our friend, our best friend.
He's on the rift. He's right there. Tibbers is hanging out with them. They actually go way back.
Do they? I did not know
I'm just making this up right now. It's called improv.
The lore.
We're riffing.
I wanted to know if you were going to come up with a further story.
Well, it's yes and. I set it up, and I expect you to make it funny. So that's.
Kangas has, in fact, written a fan fiction between Otacon and Tibbers.
There we go. Yeah,
Drop your AO3 account, Kangas.
We got some very emphatic, some confused people, and some really emphatic laughing right there, Emily.
Half of the people that heard that want to murder me right now, and the other half are applauding. So I'll take it.
I didn't understand the reference, so I'm on the more just confused.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of people that are just pure confused.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with them. I'm with them right now. But for the knowers, I'm sorry, I guess.
Yeah. What were you doing at the Devil's Sacrament? Anyway.
There's okay, somebody really thought that was funny out there. All right, getting us back into the game, though. The Dragon's up in 35 seconds here, so more than the Otacon, that's what the Thieves really want to pick up here.
Yeah, and this Otacon is going to be really, really huge because, again, we haven't seen as much early, punching back and forth between these two teams in this game. It's been a slower paced game. 100 Thieves are on Soul Point, though, which actually makes this next Hex Tech Drake that's about to be spawning even more crucial than Otacon.
Yeah, this could be the whole series right here. If 100 Thieves win this fight and they're able to get Soul. So Shopify, the time is now.
Justice punch in. Seos has to crash down to safety as the top lane's on to 3, but the Thieves just aren't going to actually pull the trigger on it. Contractz looking at River on the side here. Pushes the Lee Sin away, so nobody's able to make their engage stick.
And split push for 100 Thieves is working out here. The Aatrox down bottom side should be able to work on this tower. Fudge doing some work while the rest of 100 Thieves are poking.
Another crash down from Seos away from the Culling. The turret does go down as Dhokla and Fudge will now find themselves in a 1v1 down here. We saw how that worked out for Fudge last time. This time around, though, he doesn't want to go for an extended trade. Dhokla will just regroup with the rest of the team as Herald is dropped now by Shopify Rebellion, and Contractz is riding the Herald in. Gets the knock up onto Quid, will just take it into the turret, but now he's a little far from the team. They kind of have to walk up to help defend him. Knocked up, Chain CC, can they kill the Zac? Let's bounce to safety. Seos also chunked out there, so Shopify Rebellion, low health bars, they just go back in! They got Quid!
FBI's trying his best to get some damage. Dhokla as well, but Shopify Rebellion have so far found the engage. Rivers over the wall, but look at Fudge! He gets 1v3! Rivers trying to make something happen, but Contractz knocking him up! Fudge on a killing spree! Shopify Rebellion hold the line and are maybe gonna chase down River as well. The arrow does not quite land, but Palafox can keep River out of this pit. The Rebels have denied the Dragon Soul from the Thieves.
And initially, I thought River, with that Hex Gate, was actually going to go in a lot more quickly than he did. Did not end up finding the angle. And with that lengthy fight, Shopify are the ones that come away with the Drake.
It's like we drew the play up.
Yeah.
Rift Herald here to get Contractz in the middle of 3 people. And then here goes River, like you're talking about. He's going to use this Hex Gate to flank behind them as Shopify are getting chunked low. So big early health lead for 100 Thieves. But they go for the re-engage here, and they just blow up Quid. They delete the Galio from the game. Tibbers then is actually kind of pushing FBI off, and then they get this engage from Fudge onto that back line. He flashes forward as well to keep that pressure up. He ends up going down as well, but it means they have sectioned off the fight, and the rest of them can chase away. River, Quid's like, Quid got blown up. Demonte, he knew. He drew that play up exactly like that.
Exactly his plan.
Perfect.
All right,
Great
we're
job,
going to
guys.
drop Zach. We're going to Herald engage, and everyone's going to follow up. Dhokla fighting Palafox right now. River's right behind him, and Annie's just dunked on.
Yeah, and we talked about how defenseless this Annie can be inside lanes, but Shopify are starting up the Icon on the other side.
Yeah, River's on the top side. He's got to beeline it straight down to this objective. Ayla does not have the smite with the Summoner Spellbook, so no smite contest.
There's Aatrox.
Teleport coming in. The Thieves, if they can't get the objective, they got to go for the fight. The Glacial Fissures use. Otacon's getting low. Shopify Rebellion do get it, but can they take the fight afterwards? Teleport complete. FBI on a killing spree. Shopify Rebellion have lost their mid laner. They've lost their support, and they're losing this fight. Triple kill to FBI. 100 Thieves get a quadra kill, and the ace for the fight.
100 Thieves talked about when they're approaching these Otacons, maybe we don't go for the Otacon, maybe we go for the fight. Shopify go for the Otacon, but 100 Thieves clean up that fight.
Yeah, legit. There may be a plan to show your jungler top so that the opponents start up the Otacon. Like that legit.
The Gigabait.
That legit might be a play because River goes top, they go for the gank, it's successful gank, and then Shopify, they do fully commit to smiting this away. They know they have their jungler and 100 Thieves do not, so they stay in there, but they're going to take so much damage while they're doing it. Contractz is extremely low. Seos moves up. He's basically deleted as well.
And a big important thing is when Fudge pops Dominus, he's actually scrapping with Dhokla for a little while instead of being able to get into the fight. Finally, when he's able to get into the fight, it's already too late. Quadra kill over to FBI's Lucian.
And great flash there as well from FBI. He's culling, he sees the Rell coming in, flashes of safety, is just untouched for the most part in that fight. Free firing, 6, 1, and 0, 3 items on the Lucian. And 100 Thieves, I mean, what an incredible season it's been. What an incredible summer it has been for this organization. We know that they're on their way out, but they are looking to end it on a high note here as they beat Cloud9, and they're on the precipice now of beating Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, they're on their way to the top is where they're on their way to. They're looking at their meeting with FlyQuest already. They've got some work left to do.
Exhaust use on Palafox as 100 Thieves are trying to absorb the engage, and there's the kick onto the mid laner. Annie's about to go down. They lose their jungler as well. 100 Thieves pick up 2. Dhokla on the flank, but now Shopify are trying to turn the play onto him. They give up their support for it. They're giving up everything for it. Fudge gets the kill, but at what cost? Shopify Rebellion get aced by 100 Thieves and a triple kill to Quid.
And that's going to be Baron, and that's going to be some very rich Thieves after this. There's a lot of towers for them to destroy with the Baron buff that they get after this team fight.
Yeah, what a game from 100 Thieves. It was slow a bit at first, but they did a good job, pressuring tier 1 turrets, and then once they got this Otacon, this fight is all but theirs. They're able to get in. This kick that River ends up getting onto Palafox. Contractz goes down, Palafox goes down, Dhokla ends up here on the flank. Fudge does end up taking care of him, but then Bvoy can't do anything about it. And the triple kill over to Quid's Galio.
The Thieves are feeling themselves right now, man. They have had a fantastic weekend already, and they are looking to make this series much more dominant than the last. C9 pushed them to 5, but 100 Thieves are looking to 3-0 Shopify Rebellion right here, and this would be a Cinderella run for the Thieves.
Yeah, we've seen, we highlighted yesterday when right before they took out C9 of how C9 were able to put together these ridiculous miracle runs, the CLG Summer 2015 miracle run, and now they're going to end up with Hex Tech Soul. Yep, we'll see what
Palafox
Shopify
goes through the portal. Big Tibber stunned, but only onto one member right now is 100 Thieves. Contractz is in the pit, but nobody's hitting the dragon. Meanwhile, FBI's free firing over on the side here. Bvoy's trying to get as much damage as he can down, but it's just not enough. Fudge, another shutdown. Palafox still alive, but Bvoy taken out of the fight. 100 Thieves stand 3 tall as they're looking to take down the solo laners. Fudge goes out. Palafox running away. Contractz flashes the wall, but River will chase him. Shopify Rebellion are just getting ran down by the Thieves as River will land the Q. Palafox falls as well. Another ace to the Thieves.
River's got it clean with it. That was a good chase down, and that's going to be the soul for the Thieves, and that's going to be an open way into the Shopify base.
Dhokla flashing that NRG emote. He told us yesterday this was going to decide which duo was, there we go again, which duo was going to be
carrying
the better NRG duo. Dhokla is looking real good for Dhokla and FBI here.
9-0-5 for FBI. Again, just want to highlight that. The Lucian gameplay has been a treat to watch. Eyla's also just keeping him so safe. Quid keeping him so safe. Even in that earlier play mid, Shopify were looking at FBI. They can just never get on this Lucian.
Yeah, I mean, FBI called it in the last game too. We got the comms listening. Like he is absolutely blasting.
And now Dhokla and Eyla are just looking deep here with River in tow. They got Bvoy! Sniping down the enemy AD carry with tactical precision. The Thieves will claim 1. Now it's a 5v4 on the Rift for the base defense. Tibbers goes down and it misses. Quid's able to justice punch away from that one. There's 2 members of the Thieves in the base. They're over the wall of Shopify Rebellion looking for the final push.
And that final push is not going to have a lot of resistance. They are melting through the towers. FBI is just spamming emotes on them. Here come the Thieves to finish their job.
Another inhibitor goes down. Now they're looking mid lane here, carrying the Baron buff wherever they want to. There's another wave crashing bot. Everything going the way of the Thieves for this push.
Yeah, man, this 100 Thieves, they're just great vibes, fantastic to watch. One last job is about to turn into yet another last job.
Yeah, and the Baron's down, so they no longer have that push. They only have 1 wave here. How confident do they feel? Big damage out of Seos right there. That might just be it. Dhokla stacking up the Qs. Fudge goes in aggressively on him, but dices away. They still have a wave coming from mid lane, and it's hitting the turrets now, so the Thieves can look to end right here, right now. Bvoy's back. Shopify Rebellion have all 5 members, but the Thieves are not deterred. They have the gold lead. They have the Dragon Soul. They have the team fight. The top from Quid. Triple, but River's in trouble here as he gets pushed away. FBI goes legendary, taking out Fudge. Tibber's not enough for Shopify Rebellion's counter engage, but the turrets are helping. Eyla does go down. FBI still unleashed with the double kill. Bvoy pushed under the fountain. The Thieves have done